Journalist Megan arrives to interview a painter who disappeared from the world after losing the love of his life. He isn't looking for love. She isn't planning to stay. But between brushes, silence, and the ocean, something begins. Something that doesn't ask permission. Sometimes the most important story is the one you don't record.
Love Stories Max. Welcome to my channel. Enjoy watching, friends.
Before the painting is finished. I came for an interview. I stayed to learn how to breathe differently. My name is Megan, and I'm a journalist. Sounds dry, right? In reality, it means constant deadlines, cold coffee, a suitcase that's always half-packed, and a strange habit of noticing other people's stories while never quite having time to live my own. When my editor said, "You're flying out to see Logan Rivers. He gives interviews once every few years. Don't screw this up," I nodded confidently, as if I hadn't read all the legends about him. A famous painter. A recluse. The man who disappeared from the public eye after a great loss. I expected a cold studio, white walls, and a person who would look through me like an empty canvas. I was wrong. About almost everything. His apartment smelled like paint, coffee, and silence. Logan opened the door himself. No drama. Old t-shirt, speckled with paint, and the kind of smile you see on someone who hasn't been expecting anyone, but isn't against it either. "You must be Megan. Come in. You don't have to take your shoes off. The floor's seen worse." I laughed. That was the first crack in my professional armor. His apartment was alive. Not designer. Not perfect. Paintings leaned against the walls, as if they hadn't decided who they wanted to be yet. The windowsill was cluttered with books and brushes. In the kitchen, mismatched mugs. Not a single pair. "I like it when things don't match," he said, noticing my look. "People too," he added more quietly. I wrote that down. Just not in my notebook. He spoke about his loss without drama, but with pauses. We sat by a large window. Light fell onto his hands, still stained with paint, and I thought they were the most honest hands I'd ever seen. "My last real love," he started, then stopped. I didn't rush him. Journalism isn't just about questions. It's about knowing when to be silent. "She didn't leave the house," he said. "She left life." He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at his paintings. After that, I couldn't paint people for a long time. Only empty spaces. For the first time in years, I realized I didn't want to ask a follow-up question. When he offered to paint my portrait, I thought he was joking. "You look at things very closely," he said. "It's professional," I replied. "No," he said. "It's human." He offered to paint me. Just like that. No contract. No publication. I haven't painted a living person in a long time. "And you're warm." I felt myself blush. It's not easy to embarrass a journalist. He managed. Posing felt strangely intimate. I sat by the window, wrapped in his sweater. It was cool in the apartment. He didn't look at me like a man. He looked at me like someone afraid of frightening the moment. We talked about small things. About how he can't cook pasta properly. About how I always forget my umbrella. About how scary it is to start something new after pain. "Aren't you afraid?" I asked. "I am," he said. "But with you, it's slow." It was the most beautiful confession I'd ever heard. Our first date started with pizza and ended in silence. He took me to a small cafe where the waiter knew him by name. We ate pizza with our hands. Laughed. For the first time in a long while, I wasn't thinking about how I looked, only about how good it felt to be there. Then we just walked through the city. No plan. No rush. He took my hand, not suddenly. As if asking without words. I answered by squeezing his fingers. I came for a story. I became part of it. When I returned to my hotel, my recorder was full. But the most important things weren't on it. The way he looked at me when I laughed. How the apartment felt warmer when I was in it. How I suddenly wanted to come back, not as a journalist. And I think he knew. Because that evening, I received a message. "The painting isn't finished yet." Neither is our conversation. I smiled. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't close my suitcase. We didn't make plans. We simply continued. I came back to his apartment the next day. No recorder. No notebook. Just that strange flutter in my chest. Like I wasn't visiting anymore, but returning somewhere I was expected. Logan opened the door and smiled as if finishing yesterday's sentence. "Coffee or tea? Do you always take important decisions this seriously? Only the ones that might make someone stay longer than they planned." I laughed. And I stayed. The painting lived alongside us. He painted slowly, sometimes stepping back, folding his arms, looking, not at the canvas, but at me. "Don't move," he said gently. I wasn't planning to. We took breaks, drank coffee from the same mismatched mugs. I sat on the floor, he leaned against the wall beside me. "Are you afraid the painting will be finished?" I asked. "No, I'm afraid it will start telling the truth." I didn't know what to say. So I rested my head on his shoulder. Little things appeared between us. I started leaving my hair tie at his place. He started remembering how I take my coffee. I knew which painting hurt him the most. He knew when I just needed silence. We didn't rush, and that felt luxurious. The kiss happened when we weren't expecting it. It was an ordinary evening. Rain outside the window. A warm lamp. We stood in front of the canvas. "Is that me?" I asked. "That's you the way I feel you," he said. I turned toward him. He was very close. And he didn't move. I did. The kiss was quiet, unhurried, like only people who aren't afraid of staying know how to kiss. I stayed one more day. And then another. My editor kept writing. Deadlines kept calling. And I was learning how to wake up without anxiety. One morning he said, "You know you don't have to rush, right?" "I know. But now I want to stay." He smiled. The way people smile when they believe again. A year has passed. Sometimes it feels like it didn't pass through time, but through depth. I wake up before Logan. Always. Not because I can't sleep, but because I love these mornings. Our home is close to the ocean. Not right on the shore. We didn't over-romanticize it. But close enough for the air to taste like salt, and for the waves to be heard in the evenings when the city quiets down. In the kitchen, the same mismatched mugs. We never bought matching ones. Logan says it's a principle. I make coffee. He appears barefoot, hair messy, smile still half asleep, wraps his arms around my waist and stays quiet. We've learned how to be quiet together. Big day today, I say. Every day with you is big, he replies. Still, today is special. The exhibition, the gallery is full of people, light, and a soft hum of voices. His paintings line the walls. And among them, that one. My portrait. I stand a little aside, watching how people look at it. Some for a long time. Some silently. Some with a faint smile. She's alive, someone whispers behind me. She's looking back. Logan comes up to me. Takes my hand, the same way he did the first time. Not suddenly, with a question in the touch. You've changed, I say. I came back, he answers. They'll call this exhibition his return. For me, it's proof that love doesn't heal you. It allows you to keep living. The ocean. That evening, we drive to the water. No guests, no words. The ocean meets us calmly. No storm, no drama. We walk barefoot on wet sand. I hold my shoes. Logan holds my finger in his. Remember when you were afraid of empty spaces? Now I know they can be home. We stop. The wind plays with my hair. He looks at me longer than usual. Megan, I feel it before he kneels. The ring is simple. No extra shine. Just like everything between us. I don't want rush. I want forever. Slowly. With you. I laugh and cry at the same time. I nod. And the world becomes quieter. Home. That night, we return home. I take the ring off only to watch how it catches the lamplight. Are you still a journalist? He asks. Yes, but now I know which story I'm living. We fall asleep with the window open. The ocean breathes nearby. Logan holds my hand even in his sleep. And I think, I once came for an interview. And found a home.